You didn't sleep.
I did.
No, you closed your eyes.
I just have a lot on my mind.
Zara asked, Work? Adeyemi responded and said yes. Zara, quiet, almost unreadable. She said, Good. She picked up her bag. She said, Stay focused. And she walked out and closed the door. Ade's expression shift, not stress, not conflict. Before betrayal happened, it is rehearsed in silence. On a busy road, Ade walked distracted. He said to himself, It's just a conversation, just a drink. It's not wrong. Laila sits already in the restaurant, elegant and composed. Ade walked in, sees her, he paused. Laila smiled and said, You came? Ade nodded his seat and said, I said I won't. Laila responded and said, Most men say things, few actually do them. Ade smiled slightly and said, I am not most men. She studies him. Laila said, So tell me, what kind of man are you? And this question pulled him in. Ade, with a confident tone, said, A man who knows what he wants. Lala looked at him and said, And what do you want? There was silence. Adewale said, leaning slightly forward, Peace. Lala smiled slowly and said, Peace doesn't sit in bar, Ade. Adewale said, Maybe not, but sometimes it visits, and tension builds between them. Danger doesn't look dangerous, it looks attractive. Food untouched, with conversation deeper. Lala said, Are you happy? Adewale paused and said, Yes. Then Lala said, You hesitate. Adewale said, No, I didn't. Lala smiled knowingly. She said, Happy man does not hesitate. Adewale quietly said, Life is complicated. Lala said, Only when you are living for other people. That land. Adewale had a flashback of Zara working late, children playing, and the shop. Adewale said to himself, I have been living for everyone except myself. In the evening, Ade stand outside, Laila beside him. Ade with a low voice said, We shouldn't be here. Laila said, Then leave. She turned and started walking away. Ade faced with conflict, temptation, and ego. Ade said, You are in control. You can stop anytime. And he quickly said, Wait. She stopped, turned slowly. Lala softly said, Yes. And there was silence. Adewale said, Let's go in. Line crossed. It wasn't a mistake. It was a decision. Dim light with curtain closed. No music, just breathing. Lilia stands near the window. Ade by the door. Ade nervous. He said, I have never. Lala interrupted gently and said, You don't have to explain yourself. She stepped closer and said, Just be honest for once. His last chance to stop. He remembered Zara giving him key and saying, Just don't forget. He looks away and whispered to himself, saying, I deserve this. Final justification. Zara sits alone in the living room with lights off. She is not working, not reading, just sitting. Her eyes still aware. She said to herself, You don't need evidence when your spirit already knows. And a tear is formed but does not fall. A strong woman doesn't panic. She prepares. In the hotel, silence after scene. Ade sits on the edge of the bed. Laila has slipped behind him. No joy, no excitement, just realization. Adewale said to himself, this wasn't peace. He had a flashback of Zara smiling and children laughing. He said to himself, what have I done? Regret, but too late. Some doors, once open, can never be closed again. Zara standing at the window. Ade walking out of hotel. Laila watching him leave with a slight smile. Zara turns away from the window. She said, now I watch. She didn't comfort him because she already knew how it would end. Watch out for part 4.